giving some students an advantage.
Coming up, how you could land a job in just a few clicks.
Early in the morning, here's a song to sing.
He was in a band more than 40 years ago, and music is still his first love. It's 6 o'clock, and we're live with the news that matters to you. I'm Nicole Chadwick.
And I'm Jason Huckett. Phoenix 14 News starts right now.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. It's that time of year again, time to pick your housing for next year.
Changes are coming to North area this summer when Old Moffett and Old Staley are scheduled to be torn down. Addie Haney learned how some students are getting special treatment for housing selection because of the construction.
Freshman Alexis Fallon lives in Old Moffett this year and is one of the dozens of rising sophomores getting priority registration for their class during housing selection this semester.
It was kind of almost too good to be true.
Fallon's building and Old Staley are being torn down at the end of this year to make room for the new Global Village, which sparked a need for a change in the housing process.
There was so much confusion between, miscommunication between the RAs and the residents.
Students in the Harper Center were not able to request their current rooms for next year, so this year they'll select first when their phase begins. According to an email from Associate Director of Residence Life Marquita Barker, rising sophomores like Fallon can only pick from spaces in the Crest, Danley O&P, and the Oaks on February 29th. All other rising sophomores will select housing on March 6th.
The rising sophomore class were able to stay in their same residence hall spaces, so to make it fair since they're not able to participate in phase one.
Assistant Director of Residence Life Tara Njagu said this process for relocation is not new. It's offered every year for students like RAs who are moved into new areas, but this year it was extended to students of North area.
I would just encourage students to participate in it. It's an opportunity for them to especially for those that are looking for those areas that are listed, to take advantage of it.
And Fallon said she is planning on taking advantage of the offer in order to live in the Oaks for next year.
It took a while to kind of get all the details into place, but now that we know everything that's going on, I'm so excited.
Addie Haney, Phoenix 14 News.
If you still need clarification on the housing process, you can find it on our website, phoenix14news.wordpress.com.
Housing selection for underclassmen starts Wednesday, but upperclassmen housing is already full. There are only so many upperclassmen allowed to live on campus each year, and now that quota has been met. An email from Residence Life on February 23rd said that rising juniors and seniors who still wanted to live on campus would have to register on the wait list. Sean McGee, a sophomore, explained his frustration over registering for housing.
I felt like it was everybody kind of trying to get into a limited number of spots, so it felt kind of crammed, I guess.
Check out our Thursday update this week for more information on upperclassmen looking for housing.
Today, Smith Jackson tweeted that he had been kidnapped, except he really wasn't. Kappa Alpha Psi is raising money for St. Jude's and asked Smith Jackson to participate. The tweet read, "Help, I've been kidnapped by Kappa Alpha Psi. Free me by donating to St. Jude's in Moseley from 11 to 1. Hashtag Kappa Kidnap." We talked to a member of Kappa Alpha Psi to find out why they asked Dr. Jackson to help out.
So we decided to use Smith Jackson. Smith Jackson sends out weekly emails about different things that's going on. So we decided that he would be a really good fit for the program. So what we'll do is collect money, and that money would just go to, his ransom, but really it goes to St. Jude's Children's Hospital.
On Friday and Saturday, students and faculty from universities across the Triad met for the 3rd annual Diversity Leadership Conference at Elon. The Multicultural Center and the Center for Leadership provided sessions that looked at how diversity and leadership coexist today. Leon Williams, director of the Multicultural Center, shared his thoughts about what makes a good leader in today's society.
We have not a lot of leaders, but we don't have a lot of moral leaders. And I think the blend of diversity and leadership adds that component so that we can challenge ourselves and hold ourselves accountable for integrity in when we lead.
Foreign Affairs correspondent Robin Wright visited campus last week. Wright was invited by the Liberal Arts Forum to discuss the Arab Spring. She talked about why she thinks it's important for students to understand what's happening in the Middle East.
Because it'll change everything, whether it's the price of oil, the nature of warfare, our national security threat, this war on terrorism. And so it's really important that you know about the Middle East to get that sense of what's happening.
When prospective students tour campus, they generally look for the campus shop. I found out how the campus shop's new location has affected business. When prospective families visit Elon, one thing they look for is the campus shop.
But we feel like people who are visiting schools, it's very nostalgic to come. They want to buy a university t-shirt.
Kathy Scarborough is the manager of the Elon campus shop, and she thinks business has changed since the shop moved.
We're diversifying really our customer base, so I think we're seeing definitely more people in here.
The bookstore used to be here in Mosley next to the admissions center, and now they're actually missing some of those clients that used to come from tours. But across campus, they're catering to a different type of customer.
We have a different clientele of traffic. We also welcome the community into the store, much more so than when we were in Mosley.
Students are the targeted clients, but Sarah Turner Wells, who works as a tour guide and in the bookstore, says parents are the bigger buyers.
Parents' weekend. It's hectic. It's super hectic. We actually have to prepare.
And Scarborough agrees. She says they're seeing a bigger variety of people walking through the doors. She's confident that despite the move last fall, they haven't missed a beat or a book. The campus shop is open Monday through Saturday. For hours, visit our website. College students in North Carolina interested in teaching high school science, math, or technology now have a new way to get their teaching certificate. The new program, approved by the State Board of Education, trains candidates who didn't study education in college. The 15-month program is tuition-free and includes a year of on-the-job training, along with online coursework and seminars.
Graduating from Elon means time for the real world. But a new program is attempting to make the transition from Elon to life outside the bubble a little easier. Our Mallory Lane has the story.
Elon Bridges is the newest program helping recent graduates make the transition from life in the bubble to life in the real world.
It's a great transition program, so you'll go with having from 1,200 or 1,400 people in your year, class of 2012, to 8.
Career Services Fellow and the New York program facilitator Ashley Penny says the program is helpful to graduates hoping to make the move to a big city.
It can be competitive, and it is competitive, and we want to help our students kind of bring them to the next level and make them more competitive applicants so they'll get those dream jobs eventually that they've always wanted.
Senior Rebecca Smith is one of the 8 students participating in the New York Bridges program. She says it's more than just a chance to land that dream job.
I don't know if it'll actually help get the job as much. Hopefully that'll be something that I can get lined up before we get there, but I just think it'll help me make New York a home.
But turning a big city into a home comes with a price. The overall cost of the program is $4,200. That includes housing, 1 credit of tuition, seminars on personal finance, relocation, internship and career planning, and programs such as sports, theater, and speakers.
When I first heard about it, I was totally like, oh my gosh, I need to do this. Then I started looking at the price tag and I was like, maybe.
That maybe has turned into a definite yes. Smith has been accepted to the program and plans to head to New York after graduation.
I'm hoping to kind of build a community and a support system in New York that first few weeks so that I'm comfortable from then on out and I can truly go be on my own but still know who to turn to if I need help with something.
Mallory Lane, Phoenix 14 News.
Applications are still available for both the Los Angeles and New York Bridges programs. To find the link, check out our website.
Coming up on Phoenix 14 News.
Probably out of tune because
he might be a bit rusty on the guitar, but his music is still inspiring.
I'm Brian Mazursky. Coming up, I'll tell you if Dining Services is really listening to student suggestions.
You've heard it before, be careful what you post online. Next, we'll show you how your Facebook can predict success in the workplace. Employers now have a new way to screen potential employees. Katie O'Brien joins us now with more details. Katie?
With graduation coming up fast, students are looking for work. And now companies can pick or nix applicants based on the personality they present through Facebook before they even walk through the door for an interview.
I'm pretty cautious about what goes up on there. What is there is true, so it's a fairly good portrayal of me, I guess.
I think it pretty accurately portrays me.
Yeah, to a T. I think all you need to do is look at my Facebook.
Those Elon students are careful about how they look on Facebook, but they may not realize how employers are using social media to screen potential employees.
A study in the Journal of Applied Social Psychology says that employers can look at your Facebook profile to find out if you'll help them turn a profit. Workplace success can be predicted by measuring the traits of openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeability, and neuroticism, otherwise known as OCEAN. Ross Wade, Assistant Director of Career Services for the School of Communications, took a look at my Facebook to see how I measured up to these traits.
I think this is a fun mix of friends, family, food.
My most recent post was about this story. Has anyone edited their Facebook to appeal to potential employers? If so, let me know.
And you have people responding to you, which is good. So if you go back to this study, this could be a sign of extroversion.
By assessing my comments, friends, pictures, likes, and posts, he can judge how I'll do in the workplace.
If this person's going to fit into our culture is very, very important, and that's something we could gauge very easily from a Facebook profile or a Twitter feed rather than a resume.
It isn't always what you're saying, but how you're saying it. Wade insists that negative comments only reflect poorly on you.
What they don't realize is that when others read that, they're making an assumption that this is a negative person that says mean things to people or about people behind their back.
Another thing warned against are pictures with drinking, but Wade says they aren't all bad.
If you were, upside down, sucking down a keg, that would be one thing, but it's just hanging out with friends.
Students should be aware that if you tweet it, post it, or just like it, your actions online can show much more than ever before. You can find a list of our tips for keeping your Facebook workplace ready on our website.
You can follow Lord Voldemort, President Lambert, and Lady Gaga on Twitter. Now you can follow the Pope too. According to the Vatican, Pope Benedict XVI will be communicating in 140 characters or less during the 40 days of Lent. He might not write each tweet, but he will approve all of them. The Vatican has had a Twitter account since last summer.
Health-conscious Elon students may look for nutrition labels, but can't always find them. At retail dining locations on campus, prepared items like salads and yogurt parfaits don't have nutrition labels on them. But that doesn't mean that the nutritional information isn't available. At each dining location, there's a nutrition info sheet at the cashier. Kate Nelson, Aramark's marketing manager, says nutritional information is always available to help students make healthy decisions.
When we make any menus or any changes on campus, the nutrition that's based in those foods, we try to make sure in the dining halls especially that there's a wide variety and assortment so that students can make informed decisions about their nutrition.
If you're curious about the nutritional value of anything, all you have to do is ask.
Dining Services has made many changes this year, and several of them came from student feedback. Brian Mazurski found out what Aramark is doing to listen to students.
Varsity Soup and Salad Bar, Colonnades Fruit and Yogurt, and better dining hall menu options are all some recent changes made by Elon Dining Services. According to Kate Nelson, marketing manager for Elon Dining Services, these changes were made because of feedback from students.
We do take all inquiries very seriously. We work through the university to try to get all of your changes made.
Freshman Eliza Williams talked to Dining Services about serving breakfast earlier in dining halls on the weekend.
It's really nice to have that option to come earlier and not have to wait to eat until 11.
I'm in McEwen Dining Hall for a 9 a.m. breakfast. It's now open for earlier weekend hours because of student requests. Nelson extremely encourages feedback and says it's important to come from students.
If we don't hear the information directly, then we don't know what's going on, and we can't make effective changes and make the dining experience the best that it can be here.
Nelson says Dining Services is listening to student suggestions and trying to provide more ways for students to give feedback, like the Dining Services online survey found on their Facebook page.
We're definitely doing things to get the feedback.
Students just have to provide that feedback. Williams says it's a responsibility of the students to voice their opinions.
Without our opinions, it's impossible for the administration and staff and dining services, everyone who works here to kind of get an idea of what we want.
Brian Mazurski, Phoenix14 News.
There are several ways for you to give Dining Services feedback. You can send your comments to Dining Services through the Contact Us page on their website, sign up for a chef's table discussion, or stop by their office on the first floor of Colonnades Dining Hall.
Last week we had snow, thunderstorms, and a tornado watch. This week the weather should be a little less crazy. Here's your 5-day forecast. Tomorrow will be sunny and a little warmer with temperatures in the mid-60s. Wednesday and Thursday will also be sunny as temperatures climb into the 70s. There's a chance of thunder showers on Wednesday. Friday also has a chance for showers as temperatures fall into the mid-60s again. Saturday looks to be warm with a high of 70, but there is a chance for thunderstorms.
The warmer temperatures are causing allergy season to start a bit earlier. Here are some tips from WebMD to help keep control of your allergies. Keep your windows closed to reduce the amount of pollen coming inside your room. Wash your bedding every week and make sure you wash your hair every night. Finally, cleaning every surface and vacuuming at least twice a week will also lower pollen levels in your room.
Coming up on Phoenix 14 News, it was a big night for the artist and Hugo. Stay tuned to find out who ruled the Oscars and took home the top honor.
There's a new store at UNC Greensboro, and a similar one could soon open at Elon. Stay with us, we're back in 2.